I'm privileged to run a disaster relief organization that was started 15 years ago by my 5-year-old son out of a Rodef Shalom Mitzvah Day project. And he wanted to help kids in the California wildfires. So we drove a truck from New York to San Diego filled with supplies with a big sign that said, "New York says thank you." And it was our way to say, when tragedies happen, like what happened in New York 17 years ago, there's so much love and so much compassion that you have to pay it forward, right? So for 15 years, we've been responding to tragedies all around the world. In some of the communities, these stars of hope have been placed 4, 5, 6 years later, they're still on the poles. People won't take them down. So even after these beautiful flowers wilt and the cards wash away, years later, people still send us messages. You have no idea how much that meant to me at my darkest moment, that little star of hope. And I think also people want to do something tangible. But what do you do in a tragedy like this? You can't bring these people back. You could express your compassion through art and through messages to say, I might be from a totally different community, I might not be Jewish, I might not believe in God, doesn't matter, but I believe we're all in this together. And that's what the power of these stars. It's not about me, I just happen to be the messenger who drove down here with this love and compassion from other people. When this happened on Saturday, you know, as a disaster relief professional, okay, we're going to paint stars of hope and we're going to organize it with people as a way to respond. As a Jew, this hits home really deeply. As an American, this hits home really deeply. As a human being that believes that God wants us to love thy neighbor, whoever that neighbor happens to be, whatever religion or faith, it hits me really deeply. So I think this is a tragedy at all levels. So you have to respond to things like this. With Stars of Hope, these stars were painted Sunday morning by children and parents at Congregation Rodef Shalom on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. We got a message this morning, a Jewish art teacher in Parkland, Florida, who saw the stars after the shooting. She says, I want my day school to be painting these stars. There's stars being painted by survivors of the San Bernardino terror attack, by survivors of the Pulse nightclub attack, and they're all going to be here in Pittsburgh. And I think, you know, the Rebbe taught about one small candle could illuminate the world. You know, this is how you bring hope and healing back, to let them know that there's good and there's compassion and people care. What we do 15 years later is not about 9/11, it's about 9/12. It's about all the kindness and all the compassion that shows that love is stronger than hate. There's always going to be evil in the world, but it's how you bring out that love and how you bring out that compassion, how you connect people one to one.